Irfan Razack, Chairman and Managing Director with Prestige Estates. Mr. Razack, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
We'll get into specifics, Mr. Razack, but Q2 was an interesting quarter because India was recovering from the second wave. That's one part. But the other part is that there was an optimism, there was a wealth effect, and there was a feel-good factor which clearly was back in many sectors. What's the update on your end? How Q2 has transpired for Prestige?
I think Q2 sales, we've really done well. We've done the highest sales ever in the company in a quarter. And the scoring is still continuing, and probably Q3 you'll be that much more surprised. We clocked in 2,100 crores plus sales this quarter. And I believe there's a lot more that will come. A lot more good things are going to happen. And expanding into newer markets also will get that much more revenue. So, and even the collections this quarter have been very good, the highest about 1,500 odd. So I believe that the team has done well. We've sold well, we've collected well, we've even completed projects. So that's a big one, because just selling is of no use. You also need to execute, you need to complete, and we've completed. And that's as far as the residential market is concerned. Of course, there's a lot of talk about the residential market. There's a lot of positivity in the residential market just now, and that is also sending in buyers who are sitting on the fence to decide. And the other two factors, like you really said, it's the RERA, it is the low interest rates. And then, of course, the need is there. There's always been a need. There's always been a requirement. It's only a question of when somebody makes that commitment. Now, coming to from residential, if I move up to, say, office, retail, or hospitality, because we are in all these components. And as far as office is concerned, it is pretty stable. Whichever leases are there are in place. People are paying rents, and we've got almost near 100% collection. But if you talk about new leases, if you talk about absorption, I think the best is yet to come. I believe that the return to office mode also has started. And come 2022, there'll be a lot of people who will return back to office in full scale. As far as hospitality, yes, it has picked up. In fact, it's like a revenge travel, a revenge partying. A lot of weddings are happening. A lot of functions are happening. So hospitality, having said that, it's recovered. It's almost at its 50% level just now. But I see it in the next 2 quarters to come back to more than its 100%. Of course, I always have to give the disclaimer. COVID has to be in control. There has to be no more lockdowns. I only hope that doesn't happen in India and as well in Bangalore and the cities that we operate in. Things are in control just now. But if you look at the Western world, there's a little bit of a sort of tremor that goes down. But as of now, things look good. Even retail, for that matter, people are back in malls. We are almost at 90% plus trading that goes on. So all in all, there's a cheer, there's a positivity, and that's good for business. And ultimately, at the end of the day, we are doing what we are doing. We're trying to do it the best way. And we're trying to create a better environment, better spaces for the people who use them.
Mr. Razack, your margins have gone higher. Commodity prices, they went through the roof and your margins have gone higher, which means for the quarter gone by, you paid more for steel, you paid more for cement, you must have paid more for the labor also, because labor was expensive. Then if your margins have gone higher, does that mean you've taken price hikes?
See, Nikunj, real estate is a very difficult business. You can't anticipate anything that's going to happen. Now, if my margins are higher, this is because I've got realizations from the stock that was already ready. I'd already spent on that stock. So obviously, we could take a little bit of upside on those. And now we have to do this balance all the time, every time. Now we have to keep our eye on the ball for the ongoing projects, because that is where with the commodity prices that have really shot up, with labor that has gone up, it is quite a balance that we need to do. If I take my price very high, there's no acceptability in the market from my customer. If I reduce it, the bottom line gets hit badly, and then we go in the red. So it's a huge balance that we have to do. And I'll tell you, this is, if you're looking at my margins and talking about it, you're calling it a little higher. This is in spite of the drag that we've had in the losses in the hospitality sector. Because since these are consolidated results, you'll see the overall number. So there is certain sector that has given us the positivity, and there is a certain sector that has pulled us down a bit in the last 2 quarters. But having said that, after hospitality also picks up, the way it is picking up, I think we'll go in the green even there, in the black there. So I think we'll be fine. And it's a challenge. There's no easy solution to this, and we have to do the balancing trick all the time, every time, to see that we achieve the results for our stakeholders and shareholders. At the same time, see that the customers get their homes at a reasonable price, which are affordable to their pockets.
Why are you moving outside what could be called as your comfort zone, South and Bangalore, Noida, Mumbai? You will be a marginal player there. Are you testing waters, or this is just the beginning where you want to have a formidable all India presence now?
No, this question has come up again and again. I always believe, you see, there's that much water you can take out from a well. Now, Bangalore or the southern markets like Hyderabad or Chennai have that much potential. And we've actually, I think we've exceeded that potential. We are doing extremely well. Like you rightly said, Bangalore is an IT city. IT is doing well. So housing demand has been the best in Bangalore. We have an established brand in Bangalore. We have an established execution team in Bangalore, Hyderabad now, Chennai, and then of course, Kochi is a tier 3 city, but we do get small revenues from there. But now the thing was to look differently, do something better. And we are not going to be a fringe player in Mumbai, at least. We've got a lot of projects online. There's a lot that's going to happen in Mumbai, both in residential and in office. And we really want to set a benchmark for Mumbai. I don't see me competing with any of my peers in Mumbai. It's only that we want to add additional value. We also want to make that difference to the Mumbai market, Mumbai consumer. We only want to bring in that much more energy into that market. And I believe we all can coexist very nicely, very easily. And I believe there'll be a lot of revenues that will come in from Mumbai. Yes, if you ask me about Noida, we have taken the first step. We have tied up the first project. It's waiting for approvals. As soon as that comes, we will be up and away. We are also looking at the other opportunities in the NCR region, whether it's in Noida or Gurgaon. But then we'll play it as we go along. Especially now we've got this large development with office and hospitality in Aero City in Delhi, which is there. I mean, sometimes the amount of things that we are doing, we ourselves have to remind ourselves what we are doing. That's going to be, we just signed the contract for Marriott Marquis as well as a St. Regis Hotel, which is going to be the largest conferencing center for Delhi. It will be a huge asset for Delhi because Delhi needs that. And along with that, we have about 700,000 square feet of office, which will, if we monetize it, which will, of course, completely make the hospitality asset more or less debt-free. And that's the whole idea behind it. And construction is going on at a good pace there. L&T is my construction partner. There are a lot of things that we can do. But whatever we do, we'll do it properly, measured. And of course, we will do it and in a consolidated manner. There's no sense to throw caution to the winds. We have to be careful as we are going along. We have to keep an eye on how we can keep our debt levels as low as possible or to the minimum, and have various methods how to raise capital, how to work with the equity rather than with debt.
Mr. Razack, good morning. It's Nayantara. Good speaking to you after so long. I had one question. So as you move from your traditional South Indian base and you want to enter Mumbai as well as Noida, and you've already started getting projects, why are we not seeing Prestige maybe also look at the other smaller cities? And most of the developers are not doing that. And that was something we saw in the last property boom cycle. What's different this time, though, is that you're seeing incomes go up in the smaller towns. There's more prosperity. But the larger developers this time seem to be giving that trend a miss.
Antara, see, it's all about how you manage scale, how you manage your operations. So it takes a long time to get your team together, to get the right competencies, because brick and mortar business is very different from what you can do sitting in your comfort zone on online or IT, because this is real construction on ground. We have to have teams that monitor quality, monitor that the right things are done properly. And then again, it's all about revenues. What a Mumbai or a Bangalore or a Hyderabad or a Chennai or a Noida can give me in terms of revenue, sales upside, a Kochi or a Mangalore or a Mysore cannot give me that much. But then we haven't ignored those cities. We are present in a Kochi, we are present in a Calicut, we are present in Mangalore in a small way, but we've experienced it. That a lot of management time needs to get into it. You see, it's like starting an industry every time, all the time, a construction project, because you have to go through the same processes of getting the licenses or getting the approvals, whether I'm sitting in a small city like Mangalore or a large metro or like Mumbai. The process is the same. The entire environment is the same. Now, it takes a lot of time of the management bandwidth. And it's a question of what you want to focus. So right now we focused at this. Once we stabilize it fully, and then it's a lot that can be done. We can grow the brand, we can get the people, and at that time we'll review it. But just now, I think we've taken a lot more that what we can do. We want to do that properly. We want to do it well, and we want to create that value for the company.
I guess developers have also learned from the last property boom market, haven't they? In pre-2008, we had seen how all of you had gone and bought land in so many parts of the country, only to then monetize it later. With that, Mr. Razack, it's always a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for joining us today.